Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about the viral teacher that got fired from his job because of the young ladies that was taking down his hair while he was on the clock. So I usually make sports content, but every now and then I'll take a deep dive into things that are going viral like this one. So I'm still going to do sports content, but every now and then I'm just going to make videos about this stuff like this, that's going viral, that blows up, things like that. That gets a lot of traction. So let's take a dive into this. So in the video, Buddy was sitting down and he had middle school girls taking his hair down. Mind y'all, he's a middle school science teacher. So he had the little girls taking his hair down because I guess the school had like a ad commercial or ad something. I'm assuming he said an ad video he had to go shoot because he was one of the teachers that was selected. So he had a hair appointment after school, but him going to shoot that video, I guess it was going to get in the way of him taking his hair down to go to his hair appointment and get his hair done. So after the video, before school ended, he got some of his students out of his classroom. He said in the video, while the video was going, he was talking over the video. So he said that he got some of the kids in the classroom and kids from other classrooms, which it was just 4 or 5 of the girls, to take his hair down. And that got traction. It got a hold of news outlets, other social media platform, YouTubers, TikTokers. Everybody was just talking about it. Everybody had their opinions. So it just caused an uproar. And I guess the Board of Education saw it and they just had to act. So I don't know if he got suspended. Just know he's not at school right now. I don't know if he's fired or got suspended or is he on permanent suspension. I don't know. But for the sake of the video, we're just going to say he's on permanent leave. So we're just going to say that. So let's just break down this video. And I'm going to give my opinion while we break it down. So before he made that video, he's actually been live on occasions where this was already going on. I guess the little girls was painting his nails and, they were taking his hair down already. And it was people in the comment section saying like, yo, like that's inappropriate. Like that's unprofessional. You shouldn't be doing that. So Buddy decides to just post this video and I guess talk over it and give his explanation why he does it. And in the video, like I said, he had 4 or 5 little young middle school girls taking his hair down. I feel like me personally, as a male, I'm not a father by any means, but as a male, as a man, that is unprofessional. That should not happen. You are a teacher. It's just certain boundaries that should not be crossed. You should not have them girls, boys, it doesn't matter. You should not have them up in there taking your hair down. If you couldn't get to that appointment in time to take your hair down to get to it, that's a problem. That's a you problem. I feel like you shouldn't have done that. That's just, to me, that just crossed the line big time. But what really kind of raised like red flags in my head was when in the video while he was talking, he said he got 4 of his 100 best friends. I think he said besties, if I'm not mistaken. He said 4 or 5 of his besties to come help him take his hair down. Now, mind you, as a father, well, like I said, I'm not a father, but as a man who one day I would love to be a father one day. But if I had a daughter and she was in the video or in that classroom, she was one of his students, and I heard him say this, I would instantly just I would have a problem with it big time. Because my thing is, for the sake of YouTube, I can't say certain things. So I'm just gonna, hyphen some of the words. Like, once you said that part, like you calling 12, 10, 11, 12-year-old little girls your besties as a grown man and a teacher, I think that gives grooming vibes and ped vibes. Like, we see how these situations end and how it's gonna go when you say words and these actions are happening. Like, we see this story happen and play out all the time. So that instantly raised a red flag to me. And then other videos start surfacing when the little girls were painting his nail. I guess they put clear coat on it. They were painting his nails, and it was another video. I guess it was like a little skit or something where they were sitting down, him and I guess it was another little girl had her feet up on the table. And it was like, I can't remember what the words were, but I think it was like when you're trying to talk to one of your friends, but an adult comes in the room, something like that. You got to go find it. And he instantly gets up and start, bad teaching when I guess the principal, I'm assuming, comes in. But y'all can find that video. Y'all can go watch it for yourselves. But it's just it's other videos that are surfacing that kind of raise your eyebrows just a little bit more. And then after he was, suspended or on leave, then he proceeds to post another video of himself crying. And what really put the icing on the cake, when this dude was crying and reading the emails that his students were sending him. Mind you, I don't know if they text his phone number, if they had his number and they were texting him these messages, or they were sending him emails to his personal his personal email, maybe a school email, his personal email. I don't know how they were messaging him. So I'm not going to say it was his phone number, but just know they were messaging him in some way or form. So in the video, the first message it's crazy. The first message that he read, I'm pretty sure it was from a little girl. And the little girl had said, "Hey, bestie." I didn't have to listen to the rest. Once I heard that, and he was boohoo crying, I'm like, bro, this is so like red flags just instantly just went off. You're calling them bestie, and they're calling you bestie. I'm like, does that not give you grooming vibes instantly again? And when he was crying on that video, he was boo-hooing. And I'm like, bro, I get that you may be emotional about your job, but you're doing a little too much for these kids or about these kids. If it was about them, you're doing a little too much. You're kind of over the top with this. Why are you literally crying snot out your nose? Like, why are you doing this for kids? Like, if it bothers you that much, you'll be talking about the situation, why you got fired, not crying over the kids. Okay. So for the people, I'm going to give my reaction off of the people who said he was right or he was wrong. They didn't have nothing. They didn't see nothing wrong with it. And the people that said they did. Okay. Before I get into that, I am not sexist. I'm not none of that stuff. I'm just giving my own personal reaction. It seems like it's nothing but women that agrees with him and is on his side and protecting him. And it's men that are saying you're wrong. This dude is crazy. He shouldn't be doing this. He's giving all these weird vibes. I'm not a father. Like I said, I'm not a father, but women think emotionally, men think logically. When the women are saying like, hey, it's just hair. Why are y'all making a big deal? It's just hair. Like I said, women think emotionally. They're not going to see all these things. They're just going to see a black man impacting young girls, bonding with them. But as a man, like I said, I'm not a father, but other fathers, but those fathers and things like that, I put myself in their shoes. We think logically. We think about the what ifs. We let the situation already play out in our heads. This is giving grooming vibes. This is pet vibes. This is we kind of see what this is going to happen. We see the end of the road with this kind of vibes because it was giving it. It was giving it. And after I was just mind blown at like the people that were protecting him. Like I said, it's mainly women. I'm not saying it's all women, but it's 80% of women that were saying, yeah, I didn't see nothing wrong with it. But it was a small percentage, a very small percentage that said they didn't see nothing wrong with it. So I think for the people who didn't have a problem with it, I think y'all need to go watch the Dan Snyder documentary. It's called Quiet on Set. I think it's like 4 or 5 episodes. Y'all need to go watch that. Because I guarantee you, if y'all watch that, the exact same thing happened on that documentary this man is doing. Like I said, I don't know him. I don't know him personally. He may not be grooming them. This is probably his way of expressing himself to the kids. But my thing is how he's doing it. The examples of every step that he did with them that literally gives grooming vibes and pet vibes. I'm not calling him that, but it's too many examples that he's showing that's giving that. Okay. So another thing that he did wrong. Why did you post the video? We are in a day and age where people just want to post everything that they're doing. They want to post their highest moment. They want to post their lowest moment. They want to post themselves crying. They want to post themselves being happy. Everything does not need to be posted because once you post it, it's for the public opinion. You're posting it to hundreds and millions of people, and it's going to get the attention that you want it. Sometimes it don't, but you better make sure that this is what you want to post, because if it get the traction you want, sometimes it may not be the good attraction that you want it to be. So my thing is, yes, things like this probably happen in every high school in America, and it's probably been happening for years. Yes, I'm pretty sure it's a woman teacher out there that had little girls taking her hair down. I'm pretty sure that's happened. But guess what? It was never posted. It was never posted. Because I guarantee you, if the same things, like I said, this has been going on for a long time. I guarantee you, for the teachers if social media was around back then, when this, while this was going on, the same reaction would have happened. The same thing would have happened because it was still unprofessional then. You are a teacher. They're the kids. You are the adult in the room. You are the authoritative figure. It's just lines and boundaries that you can't press as a teacher and as students. One thing I'm learning with these new age teachers, because they're coming in young, they're coming in like at the age of like 22 and 23, in that range, like coming in at that age. You cannot constantly push the boundaries of things that you can't do as a teacher. Trust me, I'm pretty sure when new teachers come in, the ones who've been there for years break it down to them, things that you can and can't do. But what gets me all the time, and there's multiple teachers out there on TikTok who post videos. Y'all are constantly testing the boundaries of things y'all should not be doing as teachers every single day, all the time. All the time. When y'all have minors under y'all like that, when they're in your supervision, it's just things you cannot be posting. I don't get it. I just don't understand it. But these new age teachers, they want to get acceptance from these kids. That should not happen. You are the authoritative figure. They supposed to listen to you. You're not supposed to figure out ways to go to their level to get to understand them. It's different ways to understand them. It's different ways to get to them. But to literally do the things that they're doing, all these things, because at the end of the day, these 21, these 22, 23, 24-year-old teachers are literally coming in dressing like them, acting like them. They're literally on TikTok like them. They're TikToks. They're doing all these things like them. Because once you do these things with these kids and they get a best friend vibe from you, they instantly lose respect for you. I'm not trying to sit there and say high school, middle school, high school, or just school should be like prison. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying you should be a cool teacher. But you can be a cool teacher. You can be a strict teacher. At the end of the day, it's still boundaries you just can't press. It's boundaries and morals that you still got to have. Just like a prime example. Another teacher a couple months ago, I don't know if people remember this, it's a woman teacher. She got fired because she had an OnlyFans. Like I said, it's just things that you can't do in certain professions. It's boundaries and morals that you got to have. Yes, she can do whatever she wants outside of that profession, but still is putting the school in a negative light. So back to this situation, it's just things you can and can't do, especially when when minors are in your supervision, when you are basically teaching them and things like that. So now this whole situation has shown me why it is very important for every household to have a male figure, a male role model in all these kids' lives. Because like I said, a lot of the people who are agreeing with this dude and on his side is women. A lot of women. Okay. In some of the comments, it just blew my mind with some of the comments that people were saying. The women that were saying. They were saying like, oh, people wouldn't have a problem with this if he wasn't so attractive. What does this has to do with his looks? What does his looks have to do with what the people who disagree with it are saying? They're not one comment of a person or a man said giving us a certain vibe, grooming vibes. We never said Buddy looks is this and that. We never said anything like that. We basically said the things that he is doing. We see this story play out all the time. We're not pulling something out of our buttholes and out of the air. We are literally giving y'all examples and facts on what he's doing. This is what it's going to lead to. We don't know him and we don't know his personality, and he may not be like that. But it's the things that he's doing that we are seeing that gives us that thought, because we've seen this play out before. And the people who are disagreeing, y'all seen this play out before too. I don't understand why y'all so ignorant, to what's going on. Okay. Another commenter said, oh, this is why black men are being torn down in our community. Like I said, this has nothing to do with black men. This has literally nothing to do with a black man. We are literally protecting them kids because, like I said, we see these things play out. We know what's going to happen. Men think logically. We think about the what ifs. We think steps ahead. We done seen this story play out plenty of time. This gives grooming vibes. I'm gonna constantly keep saying this because they're gonna keep saying crazy comments like this. And then another commenter said this, which blew my mind. They were saying, oh, the people who got a problem with this, maybe y'all need to watch who y'all kids be around in y'all own family. Once again, this has nothing to do with what you're saying. This has something to do with these kids and what he's doing that gives us grooming vibes. And with that comment right there, that one comment that the person said, you need to worry about who your kid is around in your own family, the men in your own family. So that right there tells me you're ignorant to the situation already, because if you already see it happening in your family with young kids, then how is this situation flying over your head? That blows my mind. That right there shows me how ignorant some people are to this situation. And then another comment said, oh, some people just need to learn how to heal from past trauma. Let me repeat. A comment said some people need to learn how to heal from their past trauma. So, you see what I'm saying is stupid comments, and people are saying this. You are saying that someone who experienced this, who's been a victim of these things, who has healed but still deal with them on a daily basis, they need to shut up and do some more healing before they speak on this, because they have a problem with it. So you're telling me somebody who's been a victim of this, who sees this video and they instantly have flashbacks because what they're seeing him do is just alerting them, because they've literally been through the same thing. The things that he is doing, the things that he is saying is literally what they went through. So you just want them to shut up and not say nothing? So you just want them to heal and just forget about what happened? Things like that blow my mind when people say ignorant things like that. That just shows you where we are in America. Wrong is right, right is wrong. And this is a quote I want to say for people. A wolf can come in sheep clothing. Like I said, I don't know this guy personally. I don't know him. He may not even be like that. But it's the fact that we don't know. And the signs are there. And we see how this is going to end. But it may not end. So with these comments and what they're saying, it just piling up and piling up and piling up and piling up. And the people that are saying these ignorant comments, they're just starting to mess with people with the comments that they're saying, but it's just outweighing the real situation, which I don't like. And so another example I'm going to use. I'll say we are living in a slippery slope era. I would use the iceberg situation what people use, but I'm going to say we are living in a slippery slope era. The ones who are saying they don't have a problem with it, he's not doing anything wrong, it's just hair. Let me start using examples, okay? Like I said, men think logically. Let me say the what ifs, because we play stuff in our head over and over before it even happens. Like I said, we live in a slippery slope era where people say, oh, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Okay. That, like I said, to this example, people saying, oh, it's just hair. Oh, it's just hair. Them little girls look at him as a father figure, a best friend, a confidant, a role model, a mentor, all that stuff. It's just hair. It's just hair. That's fine. It's just hair. He's calling them, ignore the fact that he's calling them besties. He said 4 of his 100 besties is taking his hair down. Okay. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. Slippery slope to the next level. If he is like that, okay, let's just say in the next step, those same young girls are at his house taking his hair down. Oh, you know what? Don't worry about that. What he does outside of school does not affect what he do in school. Them little girls is at his house doing, it's just hair. Remember, it's just hair. It's just hair. It is just hair. Okay. Slippery slope to the next level. They're texting each other in a group message about hair, right? Oh, y'all, I took my hair down. I went and got this style. Do y'all like it? He's sending pictures of them with their hair. Well, with his hair. His hair. Oh, it's fine. It's nothing wrong with a grown man texting a young minor about hair. It's nothing wrong with that. Mind you, he's their teacher. What goes on outside of the classroom shouldn't affect him in the classroom. What he do outside of his job shouldn't affect his job. He's texting his students. Nothing wrong with that. They're just talking about hair, right? Next slippery slope step. He's hanging out with them outside of school. Nothing wrong with that, right? Nothing wrong with that. He's just being a role model to them. Now, mind you, he's calling them besties. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. And you see what I'm saying? It's just constantly slippery. It's constantly going lower and lower and lower. And the lower it gets, it's going to get to a part where there's no return, because the lower you get, the more dangerous it gets. Like I said, I'm not going to say the other things because of YouTube. So just know, the lower we get, the more we just putting these kids in dangerous situations. So, like I said, we're living in a slippery slope era where a lot of these kids are getting put in dangerous situations. And so let's just say, for the sake of this guy, maybe he's not like that. Let's just say he's not like that. What if it is a teacher out there that's like that, and they see this and they say, oh, well, if he's getting away with it, maybe I can start doing stuff like that. And that just opened a Pandora box for people who are actually like that, who are groomers, to go in the field and be a teacher to do that. Because, right, remember, it's just hair, right? Because once we start accepting these things, we're going to open a door of a lot of things to come in. So just be mindful of that, people. Just be very mindful of that. And another thing that I didn't like, people start using examples of a woman getting her hair taken down by other women, by other little girls. A young boy was giving a teacher a haircut and things like that. At the end of the day, it's still unprofessional. It does not matter if it's a woman getting her hair taken down by little girls. It doesn't matter if a grown woman was taking a little girl's hair down. It does not matter if a teacher was giving his student a haircut. It does not matter if the student was giving his teacher a haircut. It does not matter if the man was white or black. It doesn't matter if the woman was white or black. It doesn't matter if the students were boys or girls. It does not matter. It's still unprofessional. It's still things that you can't do as a teacher, because it's constantly pushing the boundaries. It's pushing the boundaries because you're just going to put yourself in a situation that you don't want to be in. Because, like Buddy, he looked up and he saw, oh crap, I just got fired. But he's not understanding the situation that he put himself in. He's not understanding that. And that's what kind of blows my mind, that he's not even understanding this stuff. He still see that I miss my kids. But Buddy, you don't see why you lost, why you're not even in the classroom with them. You're not trying to self-reflect. You're not trying to see that. Mind you, okay, when I was in high school, I played football, right? I had my head coach number and my assistant coach number. I still, even though they were my head coaches, they were still adults. I never wanted to text them. I never text them, even though I had their numbers. I did not text them. I understand this has nothing to do with that situation, but still, I did not text them because at the end of the day, they were the adults. If I did text them, it was only for emergencies only. Emergencies only. But still, I never text them. Okay. And also in that video with Buddy, the teacher that got fired, he said whenever he do things like this, he texts the parents for permission before he do it. Mind you, I'm pretty sure teachers get parents' approval nowadays because, like I said, we are in 2024. Things have changed. A lot of these teachers are in group messages with all these kids' parents all the time. That's how it is nowadays. That didn't happen when I was in school, but nowadays, when social media, technology, and stuff, all these teachers are going to have these parents' numbers, and they're all going to be in a group message or some shape or form of group message to communicate with them about their kids. So he texts the parents to make sure if it's okay to do certain things. Like he said, he messaged the parents to see if it was okay for the kids to take his hair down and stuff like that. Now, when you're an adult, when you ask the parent certain things, especially when it comes to this, I'm pretty sure in the back of his head, he knew, yeah, let me ask these parents first before I do this. Yeah, in certain situations, that bell doesn't ring as loud. For instance, if he want little Jessica, I don't know, she wants to go on a field trip with the other class, and he was like, okay, well, let me ask her parents and see if it's okay. No bell doesn't ring off, but you got to text the kids' parents to ask, can they take your hair down? And I know in the back of his mind, like, yeah, let me ask them because the what ifs. And you see how he's putting himself in that situation already. I'm pretty sure bells went off in his head. As a male, as an adult, I knew he knew what he was doing. He knew in the back of his mind, like, yeah, let me ask these parents because if I don't ask them and I get caught, I might get fired. But hey, that's on him. He put himself in that situation. But what I don't like, a lot of people make their beds themselves. But like the old saying, you make your bed, you lay in it. A lot of these people are putting themselves in that situation, but they play the victim. I'm like, buddy, look what you did. You did this to yourself. None of this wouldn't have happened if you just stopped posting videos. I don't know why. If I'm pretty sure some teachers probably saw that he was about to post it. Maybe, I don't know. But I'm pretty sure if he would have showed some teachers this, they would have said, yeah, you don't need to post that. Yeah, you don't need to post that. And a lot of these teachers are gonna get in trouble with what they're posting, what they're seeing. I go on TikTok all the time. I can't tell you how many times I've seen teachers post content on TikTok. It was one TikTok, a teacher was going live while she's teaching a class. I'm like, it's not that serious. It's not that serious. It's certain things that you can post and it's certain things that you can't post. Me personally, I'm glad these teachers are posting this stuff because now we can actually see what's going on in these classrooms. And it's things like this. So as a parent, you should love seeing stuff like this because now you personally know what is going on in your classroom, in their classroom. Okay, and for the people who disagree, let me ask y'all this question. You can comment in the comment section your answer with this question, But I just want to ask it for the people, quote unquote, women who didn't have a problem with this man, with these middle school girls taking his hair down. Would you let your child go to an all-male daycare? Think about that. Think about that. Daycares are only ran by women. Why? Because women are nurturers. So if they didn't have a problem with this, what this man was doing, be honest with yourself. I understand this is kind of left, but be honest with yourself. Would you take your child to an all-men daycare for nothing but men take care of your kids? Answer that question in the comment section. And so, for the people who did have a problem, I want to ask another thing. Well, not ask, I'm going to make a statement. All men and women are not equal. They just aren't. The same situation this guy in, a woman has been in. If you put a camera to a woman and a camera to a man, both situations just happen. A woman who has little girls around her taking her hair down, and a man who has little girls taking his hair down in a school setting, the woman would not face backlash like the man would. Because guess what? Men and women are not equal. They're just not. In certain situations, yes, they are. When it comes to a job and a job opportunity, if this man is making $50 an hour just to press a button at his job, but the woman is only making 15 and she's doing the exact same job as him, just pressing a button, then yes. At that point, it's not even about that. It's about equal opportunity. He shouldn't be having this pay because he's a male, and she shouldn't be having that pay because she's a female. It's all about what you bring to the table as far as your work position. If you're just pressing a button like he is, why aren't you getting paid the same amount as him? I will stand on you with that. But when it comes to real world situations, especially in the job, when it comes to things like this, where it involves minors, especially minors, a male would never win in a situation like this. A male would never win in a situation like this. And for the people, people need to understand, it is women teachers out here who are actually getting caught doing things with kids. Let's not ignore that fact. It's more women getting caught with young boys in schools than men are. So let's not just hide the fact that that's not going on. But that man will face more backlash for what he did than that woman that she did in a school setting. Because at the end of the day, when it comes to males and minors, they double down on that even harder. That's just life. That's reality. That's because it's too many examples. That's just life. In that situation, men and women aren't equal because they're going to get different reactions, as it should. Like I said, I have nothing against women at all. But like I said, men and women are just not equal, especially in certain situations. Certain situations they are, but certain situations that they aren't. But moral of the story, I think he shouldn't have did it. As a teacher, he should have never let that happen, because it should be boundaries that you have as a teacher, especially when it comes to students. Because once you give them that vibe of we're friends, then yeah, it's over. It's over instantly. They're not going to respect you. And he just dug his own grave, because when he posted that video, it got him in trouble. So That's my opinion on the situation. Comment what you guys think. Are you the one that agrees with what's going on? Do you disagree? Do you think he got fired for, you know, nothing? Do you agree that he got fired? Give your examples, your takes. Just, let's just have an open discussion. I'm not here to start any arguments with nobody. I'm just giving my opinion. Just giving my opinion. So make sure you guys like the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you share it to a friend, tell a friend, and tell a friend, and tell a friend. And I'll see y'all in the next one.